Recently, I've been watching a lot of Owen Thiel videos. If you don't know who Owen Thiel is, he's basically best friends with Emma Chamberlain. And if you don't know who Emma Chamberlain is, I don't know how to tell you who Owen Thiel is because that's how I know him. Owen Thiel's boyfriend is Emma Chamberlain's stylist. They're all kind of like a little friend group to my knowledge. When I started listening to Owen Thiel recently, he has a podcast, and his podcast is called In Your Dreams. I'm really distracted. My brother just pulled in, and he's listening to Billie Eilish. I love to see that. So I just got really distracted. A lot of Owen Thiel videos. I've also been listening to a lot of Amy Poehler's podcast, Good Hang. I've also been listening to Emma Chamberlain's podcast, Anything Goes. I've also been listening to Madeline Argy's podcast, Pretty Lonesome. If you're not understanding where I'm going with this, sum all that up, I've been listening to a lot of podcasts recently, which has inspired me. A couple of days I was thinking like, I am going to make a podcast. I started coming up with ideas of like what to name the podcast. I don't know, just things like that. I was trying to get like ideas. I don't know. I was just excited. Like, well, it technically doesn't have to be like a podcast, but it also like kind of can be. And let me elaborate. I'm going to invite friends. I'm just going to post this on my normal YouTube account. But I'm going to have like normal YouTube videos on it, and then I'm also going to do these talking videos. And for these talking videos, it's going to be like I'll have some with my friends, I'll do some alone, and they'll be about like specific topics. I don't know. I have a couple ideas. Don't really know what setting to use yet. So my car was just like the first thing I thought about, like a different location if I need to. Okay, I do have to move locations real quick. I was getting like really, really, really hot in my car, so I had to move. Okay, so a lot of times when I'll be watching interviews, a normal like interviewing question is they'll be like, what inspired you to do this? What's something that like impact your music or impact how you perform or those type of questions. Here's the thing, this may seem like such common sense. When people make music or when people make a movie, they all were inspired by things that were created before them and relating to it in some way that makes them want to create things too. That is fucking awesome. Like, let's use Billie Eilish as an example. Like, of course I'm using Billie Eilish as an example. Of course I am. Constantly talks about how when she was younger, just the way that like she watched The Office, loved The Office, she loved film, like she loved music, she loved dancing, she liked all of those different things. Anyone who's like that, like those things, they just brought it into their lives and showed it through their way, inspired other people, and like that's why I don't know. There's Gwendolyn Blackwell. Me, they must be. Famous. Like, I'm just now thinking about this, very off topic, but this is just not the time for me to be filming a podcast right now. I'm so tired. I'm gonna keep going. Last episode or last season of Stranger Things came out this past year, and I'm a really big Stranger Things fan. Like, first of all, that show was fucking incredible. There was a documentary sort of slash like behind the scenes that came out after the last episode came out. This is the thing that I realized. So much as I've grown up, my parents have always told me that like my personality is so big, being in character very much encouraged me to do like acting classes and stuff like that. Again, I'm insanely tired. I probably don't seem like I have a personality right now. But anywho, really sad after watching Stranger Things. because I would watch all these videos on YouTube of like behind the scenes after each episode came out. After every single episode came out, they would come out with a behind the scenes of that episode. And I'd watch it, and it's it just like affected me like crazy. I would be like, there's no way that this is their job. Like, I want to be doing this so badly. And my anxiety is just like stopping me from doing it. Yes, still a bad thing that I've avoided that and that I'm not doing what I really want to do. But the other thing is, as I watched that entire documentary, I realized there are so many things that there are so many pieces of making a film or a movie or a show or whatever it is. There are so many pieces of it that you don't see that have just as much impact on whatever the creation is that the actors do. They are all like a family, they are all a team. When they are on a set making a movie or a show or whatever they are making, this all comes from someone being inspired. Someone came up with the idea of this movie, someone came up with the idea of this show, someone came up with the idea of this, and they all work together to make this, to just pass it down to inspire the next person. Think of this is an amazing example. Think of a scary movie. If you're watching a scary movie and the sound, you mute the sound, or there's like a funny song playing over that, that would take away from the scary movie. It wouldn't feel as scary anymore. It would feel different. Like the vibes would be completely different. Think about if the outfits were different. All of the things that make a movie how it is all of those little details. And there's people behind that are all working on it together. Like there's people who pick the music for a movie, and that completely, like, someone has an eye for that, or someone has an ear for that. Someone can hear that and be like, that is what the end goal is. And if you don't have all those people doing all those things, that would completely change how the movie or film is. And that's also like another really big reason I'll see people being like, every movie, like every actor or actress ends up making music, or every artist ends up being an actor, or any like YouTuber starts acting or making their own music. Which, yes, like I do get that, but again, it's like, think of Stranger Things. Stranger Things is like a retro type of old time mystery, romance, comedy. Again, multiple of those people, like if you know who Joe Keery is, he plays Steve in the show. If you go and listen to his music, it has a like heavy type of Stranger Things kind of feel. Or not even Stranger Things, but like that time period. Full circle to just being inspired, try new things and create more, just like be creative. And like for me, I'll have like these creative blocks like this, like me wanting to do a podcast. That is so insanely random. But it's like I just want to create something, show people my view on things, or just, it never hurts to do that. Like if people don't want to listen, they don't have to. But if they want to listen, then you could show them something from a like view that they've never seen before, and that could completely change their mind. Some people may think like it's just music or it's just a show, small things. But those things, everybody gets to a point in their life, most everyone gets to a point in their life where they have seen such dark and horrible things. Like they have seen things that changed them as a person, or they have dealt with things that have changed them as a person. The world can be insanely scary. You either see other people go through it and can feel that from them, or you've been through it yourself. Film or music or anything like that shows shows it in a way that words can't explain. It like paints a picture and is a huge dedication of people coming together to try and make you find the beautiful out of the ugly that the world is. You hope it makes you want to continue digging deeper and like hopefully it gives you hope. I would hope it gives you hope. And I think it's so like there's so many different kinds of movies and like so many different things that like all these different feelings you can get from just looking at something or just hearing something because it's not yourself. Like it's not just coming from you all the time. It's like you're getting other perspectives. And like how are you like genuinely how are you growing or constantly improving if you're not getting other perspectives? Going back on the Stranger Things thing, one of the main characters of Stranger Things, um, the actress, her name is Millie Bobby Brown. Like in the documentary, she was driving to work and like she was going on set, like going to set, and she was like, "I've been driving here since before I could drive, since I was 10 years old." And now she's like, what, in her late 20s or something like that. You dedicate that much time and that's your job. Like, that is so cool. And you make so many friends. And, like, these are kids that couldn't even make friends. And, like, they expressed themselves and found so many different new opportunities through this and, like, connecting with each other and becoming so close to each other and, like, watching each other anxiety or social anxiety. It is a scary thing because it's like you will your mind will predict the worst thing that someone could do in any situation. It just fears. Like it fears but it thinks constantly to the next thing that could be wrong or the worst scenario and it tells you what to do to find the safer route and it's always the harder thing. Like whenever you avoid situations or whenever you try and go around things, all it does, like your mind is telling you that you're taking the easy way out and you're doing the harder thing. Do you think it's something that like you're not just it like this is with everything almost like you're not just gonna hear advice like that and be like, oh yeah, like nobody cares. It's like you have to start with small steps and keep working your way because when you not just social anxiety but just anxiety in general when you overcome things like talking to someone you didn't think you could talk to or saying something that is hard to say you realize after that like you start to feel amazing and you realize that like oh that wasn't so bad and it just you constantly progress to do more and more like it's not just from hearing the nobody cares that's not gonna set your anxiety free. Because your anxiety is still going to freak out. It's going to be like, well, maybe they do care about this, or maybe they do care about this. But once you start doing things, it'll show, like, starts showing you that it's like, that's 10 times better because I was being myself. And now I know that they do like me for myself. Or even if they don't like you at least were being yourself because you know that it's going to be authentic and real. You know that you're being authentic and real. And that's better than getting something shitty out of it. I don't even know if I'm making sense anymore. It's like anxiety is really like doing the doing the harder thing now makes it easier then. Doing the easier thing in the moment makes it harder later. It's easier said than done though. It really is easier said than done. I'm done. Maybe next time I need a little bit more energy before I do this because I'm actually half asleep right now.